हाय फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम बैक टू CivTech सिंप्लीफाइड। मेरा नाम इंजीनियर इमरान अजीज है और मैं आपको अपने चैनल पे खुशामदीद कहता हूं। आज की वीडियो का टॉपिक है कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चन सीरीज, जिसमें हम आज बात करेंगे पार्ट 8 की और इसमें हम 25 MCQs आपके साथ डिस्कस करेंगे। इस वीडियो को मुकम्मल एंड तक देखिए। अगर आप गेट एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं या आप प्रोफेशनल इंजीनियर एग्जाम में अपियर होना चाहते हैं तो ये क्वेश्चन आपको हेल्प आउट करेंगे उसकी प्रिपरेशन में। स्पेशली PMP एग्जाम प्रिपरेशन के लिए भी ये क्वेश्चंस काफी हेल्पफुल हैं। तो बढ़ते हैं कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन की जानिब, जहाँ पे एक प्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू ये क्वेश्चंस आपके साथ शेयर किए जाएंगे और आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन भी इनकी दी जाएगी। वीडियो को मुकम्मल देखिए, इसको लाइक करें, शेयर करें और चैनल को जरूर सब्सक्राइब करें। सो कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट पार्ट 8 में हमारा क्वेश्चन 176 जो है वो कहता है द टोटल एक्टिविटी स्लैक इज इक्वल टू ऑप्शन ए लेट स्टार्ट माइनस early start time, option B late finish time minus early finish time, option C latest allowable event occurrence time minus early finish time, option D all of the above. So total activity slack is equal to all these are the correct options. So D here is the correct answer. 177, the free float is equal to option A latest allowable event occurrence time plus early finish time, option B earliest event occurrence time plus early finish time, option C latest allowable event occurrence time minus early finish time, option D earliest event occurrence time minus early finish time. So D is the correct option. The free float is equal to earliest event occurrence time minus early finish time. 178. The difference between the total float and free float is called option A duration, option B interfering float, option C critical activity, option D none of the above. Difference between total float and free float is the interfering float. B is the correct option. 179. The estimated time required to complete an activity is known as option A duration, option B float, option C restaurant, all of these. तो जो एक्टिविटी कंप्लीशन के लिए जितना टाइम जरूरत होता है उसको ड्यूरेशन ऑफ दैट एक्टिविटी कहा जाता है। ए इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। 180 फ्लोट और स्लैक मे बी पॉजिटिव, जीरो और नेगेटिव, इज इट करेक्ट और इनकरेक्ट? यस, फ्लोट जो है वो पॉजिटिव भी हो सकता है, नेगेटिव भी हो सकता है और जीरो भी हो सकता है। सो इट इज द करेक्ट, ए इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन। 181 विच ऑफ the following statement is correct? Option A, when float of an activity is zero, it falls on the critical path. Yes, it is correct. Option B, CPM technique is useful to minimize the direct and indirect expenses. It is also correct. Critical path of a network represents minimum time required for completion of project. So this is also correct. So all these options are the correct. D is the correct answer, which is all of the above. 182. When float or slack of an activity is positive, what does it mean? It represents a situation where extra resources are available and the completion of project is not delayed. Yes, this is the situation. So A is the correct option. B is, it represents that a program falls behind the schedule and additional resources are required to complete the project. That is in case of once float is negative. Option C, the activity is critical and any delay in its performance will delay the completion of the whole project. D, any one of the above. Yes, A is the correct option. The float positive हो, so it means situation where extra resources are available with the project and completion of the project is on track and it is not delayed. 183 critical path method. Option A helps in ascertaining time schedules. Option B makes better and detailed planning possible. Option C provides a standard method for communicating project plans, schedule time and cost performance. Option D all of the above. So all these are the correct option, इसलिए D जो है वो correct answer है, all of the above. 184. When float of an activity is zero, the activity is critical and any delay in its performance will delay the project. Yes, this is the correct answer. 185. An event is a function of two or more activities. This is true or false? Yes, this is true. Event जो है function of दो या दो से ज्यादा activities का function है, so A is the correct answer. 186. When a float of an activity is negative, it represents a situation where extra resources are available and the completion of the project is not delayed. No. Option B, it represents that a program falls behind schedule and additional resources are required to complete the project in time. Yes, B is the correct option. And C is the activity. The activity is critical. Any delay in its performance will delay the completion of the whole project. D, all of the the above. So B is the correct option. 187. Which of the following statement is wrong? Option A, an activity consumes time and resources where an event do not consume time or resources. Option B, the performance of a specific task is called an activity. Option C, an event is an instantaneous point in time at which an activity begins or ends. Option D, none of the above. So no, the following statements are wrong. None of these is wrong. So all these, so the following statements are correct. Therefore, none of these is the correct answer. 187. 188. A critical activity has option A, maximum float, minimum float, zero float and average float. Critical activity का float zero होगा, so C is the correct option. 189. The graphical representation of activities and events of a project is known as network. A is true, B is false. Yes, this is true. Graphical representation of various activities जो है या events वो मिलके एक network diagram बनाता है, so A true है. 190. An activity of the project is graphically represented by an arrow on network, a circle on network और straight line. Yes, activity जो है वो arrow से show होती है और C जो है वो correct option है. 191. A dummy activity in a network, option A, is represented by a dotted line. Option B is an artificial activity. Option C does not consume time or resources. Option D all of the above. Dummy activity जो है वो dotted line से represent की जाती है, एक आर्टिफिशियल एक्टिविटी होती है और इसके लिए कोई टाइम या रिसोर्सेज नहीं चाहिए होते, इसलिए ऑप्शन डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. 192. Which of the following statement is correct about the network diagram? Option A. The events are represented graphically by circles and nodes at the beginning and end of each activity. The tail end of the arrow represents the start of an activity. The head of the arrow represents the end of the activity. All of the above. Yes, D. All of the above is the correct answer. जो events होते हैं वो circles से show होते हैं और activity जो है वो arrow से show होती है. Start of the activity जो है वो arrow का जो tail होगा उससे show होगा और head जिस तरफ होगा उस तरफ उसका end होगा. 193. The occurrence of completion of an activity is called option A, head event, option B, tail event, option C, dual role event, option D, none of these. Occurrence of completion of an activity is called option A, head event. A is the correct option. 194. The occurrence of the starting of an activity, वहां पे तक completion of an activity, वो head event से head जो है activity का जो arrow का head side है वो completion of the activity को show करता है, जबकि tail side जो है या tail की तरफ जो circle होता है वो उसका start को show करता है. So B here is the correct option. The occurrence of the starting of an activity is called its head event, tail event, dual role event, none of these. So B is the correct option, its tail event. 195. In critical path of construction planning, free float can be option A, greater than total float, equal to total float, greater than independent float, less than independent float. The critical path में the free float is greater than the independent float. So C is the correct option. Which of the following is a dummy activity? Option A, excavation of foundation, laying of foundation concrete, awaiting the arrival of concrete material. Option C, curing of फाउंडेशन कंक्रीट. तो वेटिंग जो है जिस टाइम में मटेरियल का वेट हो रहा है वो जो है डमी एक्टिविटी है. सी इज द करेक्ट ऑप्शन. 197. द एसेंशियल कंडीशन फॉर द decompression of an activity is that option A, project time should change due to decompression. Option B, after decompression the time of an activity invariably exceeds its normal time. Option C, an activity could be decompressed to maximum extent of its normal time. Option D, none of these. So C जो है वो correct option है. The essential condition for decompression of an activity is that an activity could be decompressed to maximum extent of its normal time. C is the correct option. 198. Dummy activities are used to option A, determine the critical path, determine the project completion time. Option C, maintain the required network. Option D, none of these. Dummy activities जो है वो network को maintain करने के लिए यूज होती हैं. C is the correct option. 199. A dummy activity becomes a critical activity when its early start time is the same as its finishing time. Yes, A is the correct option, which is correct. 200. Which of the following are the guidelines for the construction of a network diagram? Option A, each activity is represented by one and only arrow in the network. Option B, dangling must be avoided in a network diagram? Option C, dummy activity consumes no time or resources. D, all of the above. So ये तमाम options correct हैं. Therefore, D is the correct answer for this question. तो friends, ये था हमारा आज का lecture जिसमें हमने part 8 of Construction Management ongoing video series का present किया है. इसमें total 25 multiple choice questions हमने discuss किए और अब हमने 200 MCQs आप तक पहुंचा दिए और इनको डिस्कस कर लिया. तो आई होप आपने इससे अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप की होगी. मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में जहां पे हम मजीद टॉपिक को एक्सप्लेन करेंगे. तब तक के लिए अपना ख्याल रखें, वीडियो को लाइक करें, शेयर करें और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलिए. थैंक यू वेरी मच एंड हैव अ गुड डे.